Interviewer: My brother once told me that within the native peoples here in Alaska, that when a family went to visit a family, that when you came in to visit, after the visit was finished, the family visiting family would leave, where was in a tradition that the host family would go to the door the entire family and wave their arms and speak to them and tell them to take the spirits that you brought with you and release that. And is that a little bit somewhat similar to what you're teaching? Dr. Ihalakala Hulen: Yeah, what we do is we do it before we get there, and after we leave, we clean whatever pastimes we have with the land and the building and the people we're gonna be like tonight. We're gonna go to a party, so we clean that up so when we go we don't go into any judgment, we can be free, be joyous, and then when we leave we cut our ties again and go home. Morna Simeona, for example, Dr. Hulen and I were working on a person, and so we were outdoors. I love the trees, so while we were sitting I mentally put a tent around us over and around, and I zipped up the door, and when we were through the branch was leaning right near the tent in this area said we couldn't even hear you, so I said it's none of your business. So this is what I think in most therapies, that they do that. When you touch a person, some of the elements within the person memories would move out and got into the universe, so you the operator are responsible for that, and so we were interested in helping other people, but are we not interested in helping ourselves? Ho'oponopono technique, the history and steps. Interviewer: So that's the gift that you bring? Morna Simeona: Yeah, and I've said it many times that if I worked on myself constantly, and so if the whole world was falling apart, I still work on myself. I don't happen to be interested in another person because I may not be able to save myself. Dr. Ihalakala Hulen: Let me give you an example of that. When I worked at Hawaii State Hospital, one of the judgments I had was that our staff would be verbally abusive to patients. They'd call them crazy or schizoid, I mean that kind of names, and I had a lot of stuff about that I thought it was wrong, and so one day I was watching a staff calling a patient crazy, and as my judgment was coming out, I heard this voice said, do you know that if you cleaned up your judgment, that would stop? And so as I began to work on my judgment of people having judgment about other people, and I began to work on it it took a year, but in our building, we don't have any more of that. I didn't have to talk to the person, all I did was work on myself. That's me not out there, is just a reflection of me. Interviewer: In your travels, do you find a lot of this that is reflective in other cultures, that they strive for something like this, or is this an only process? Morna Simeona: Well, from my own standpoint, I don't know about Dr. Hulen, but I find that in going to other countries they are searching and waiting for something similar to that. In Germany, they speak in German and we don't understand, but they certainly know better than we do. We look at the outside, and they look on the inside. It's a different approach but very same. Dr. Ihalakala Hulen: The neat thing about the process that we teach is that it doesn't unseat anybody's religious belief, cultural belief, political belief. We're not talking about any of that, we're just talking about who you are. And so my experience in Germany, all Denmark, across the United States, in China, Japan, where we have been, people are just interested in finding themselves and they search, but what they don't realize is that it's already there. They don't have to go 1 inch about outside of themselves. So people really, as we travel around the world, are really searching for peace, but what they don't realize is peace begins here, points to himself, the interior, his heart, not out there. Dr. Hulen talks about cleaning projects and angelic kingdoms. A shield to protect your home from the TV with Ho'oponopono. Interviewer: One thing that we talked about earlier, just touched on, was that through the media, the television, and how that acts as bringing in a lot of things into individual homes, and you mentioned that it is important to be careful as to what comes into your home. Would you touch on that a little bit more, Dr. Ihalakala Hulen? What I can tell you about the shield that we used, have to realize that the subconscious in you is like a little child. It has no discretion, it doesn't know right or wrong. So if you're sitting in front of a TV set, or you're sitting in front of a movie, if you're not shielded, or you don't take care of that, All of the data will go inside of you. The computer will pick it all up. So the process that we teach is you can put a screen across the TV set. So if your children or grandchildren, or you are sitting, as the vibration comes through the screen it gets cleansed. But when the information hits you, it hits you without any of the emotion, the hurt, the pain. Yeah, you can do that just with your mind. You don't have to say to somebody, "Oh, I don't like the TV's a program, turn it off." Doesn't just put the screen and let the divinity do his work of screening out the stuff. Morna Nalamaku Simeona, another point of view that we can bring would be, the people who will be viewing it are people who actually want to or are searching for their own self-identity. They said, well, that's something new I would like to learn. That would be another viewpoint. Interviewer, would you read in closing the prayer? Morna Nalamaku Simeona, should I say the beginning or just a prayer? Interviewer, whatever you would like to share. Morna Nalamaku Simeona, I come forth from the void into light. I am the breath that nurtures life in that emptiness, that hollowness beyond all consciousness, the I, the it, the all. I draw my bold rainbows across the waters, the continuum of minds with matters. I'm the incoming and the outgoing of breath, the indivisible untouchable breeze, the undefinable atom of creation. I am the I. And to the general public who are listening, I would like to say that peace of I, peace be with you all. My peace, peace that is I am peaceful now and always, forever and evermore. My peace I leave with you, my peace I believe, not the world's peace, but only my peace, the peace of I. Thank you very much. Interviewer, and thank you, and thank you very much. Source, it. Ho'oponopono certification programs. Remember, when certified, not only will a transformation occur, but also the ability to help others with the technique, personally certified by Dr. Joe Vitale, allowing to improve any coaching or healing practice, or the opportunity to create a new stream of enlightened, heart-centered business. Join Dr. Joe Vitale and Dr. Hugh Len in this best-selling Ho'oponopono certification at 90% off discount, only available here. Certification program. P.S. If you're looking for an advanced certification program, look here. 90% discount, advanced program. Healing the inner child with Ho'oponopono here. Heart of Angel. How to combine Ho'oponopono and Law of Attraction in 10 minutes. The result. Inner Child Meditation. Dr. Joe Vitale's Inner Child Meditation. A profound cleaning tool. Ho'oponopono Deep Cleaning Meditation.